Well, today's going to be a little bit of a catch-up day. I've got some good news and some bad news, though. I'll tell you about it here in 1 second. She didn't want to start this morning. Pretty cold, and I haven't run it for a little while. We'll give the starter a minute to cool off. We finally got some much needed rain this last week, and this pond is finally starting to fill up. Probably a foot and a half deep right now. This pond does not have a lot of runoff for it, and there's a reason for that. Ponds that have a lot of runoff are typically a lot more dirty. We want this to be a more clean pond, so I designed this to where we don't have a lot of runoff. So it's going to fill up slow is what that means, but it's filling up finally. We've gotten some much needed moisture out here. We really haven't had good rain since last fall. I mean, it's been close to 6 months before we've had really good rain out here. It's about time to fill all this up. All that water is filling it up for me. The chickens have been locked up because of wolf. It's not worth letting them run out right now. I just haven't had time to work with them. I did it a little bit last weekend, but he's still not trustworthy enough. We have more chickens coming here soon in the next couple months. We've got like 100 meat birds coming, and then we have another 15 layers, which is gonna be really nice because the family of our size, we need a lot of eggs. I'm not convinced that it has gas. I had a few issues with this switch a couple weeks ago. I'm wondering if maybe my gauge isn't working and that's not switching right. So let's go get some gas for this thing. Buffalo are over in the side of the field over there. It's nice to have a couple vehicles as a fail-safe in case one goes down like this. Had a little bit of trouble with that carburetor on that truck. The choke hasn't been quite set right, and it's a little cold this morning, so that might be it. But I was also having some issues with the fuel switch over mechanism. There's 2 tanks on that thing, and it sometimes doesn't switch between tanks. It's really finicky. I need to take it apart and clean it, but I want to verify that it's not out of gas from that switch. This Excursion has been a great, capable family vehicle, but I'll tell you what, when it comes to filling it up at the pump, it's painful. It holds about 40 gallons of fuel and it gets about 9 miles to the gallon. Every time I think about selling it and getting a minivan, we'll end up having like a snowstorm, or we'll have a road wash out from water, and you just can't get around here in a minivan, unfortunately. Not where we live. Not on the back roads. It won't even let me get past $100. $100 won't even fill it up these days. My wife's grandfather used to live there, and her cousin still lives there. Well, that's just my luck. Now the battery's dead. We're gonna have to stick this on the charger and let it trickle charge all day. Not gonna be using this today. Well, we'll let that slow charge. That's gonna be an all-day deal, so we're gonna have to make do with the excursion with what I need today. I'm building some cabinets for my wife, so we actually have the plywood over in that barn over there, so I need to pull the plywood and put it in the excursion, and then we have a couple other things we need to be doing today too. Just a maintenance day, just trying to get things taken care of. It just started greening up this last week, and if you can see out there, the buffalo are just starting to pick on the field. Anything green, the first part of the spring, cattle, buffalo, they all want to go after that green grass. They'll have their fair share of it here pretty soon. Well, the online auction is coming to a close, and all of this will be out of here. Philip, my neighbor, said that whatever is not sold by the end of the auction, he will just basically pull out of here, and he'll either take it to the junk pile or he'll take it to another swap and shop. We're almost done with a lot of this, and then we will be able to take and build panels in here. We'll be able to put up storage. This barn is going to be awesome. Okay, so here's the good news and the bad news. I'll make it short and sweet with the bad news. The bad news is we're going to have to scale down some of these videos that we've been doing. We've been putting out 2 videos a week, and honestly, for this time in the ranch, it's a little too much. As most of you guys know, I work a full-time job. This is not my full-time job, unfortunately. Raising buffalo for us is not a hobby. It is an income source, but it's an income source that we're really putting towards the future. We're really hoping to see that revenue come years from now. There's no income from the ranch until we sell those calves. And as most of you guys know, we just have yearlings now. So they'll be breeding this summer, and they won't have calves till next year. My full-time job is working for a company selling hardwood flooring. So coming home to the Bison Ranch in the evening, working around the ranch on the weekends is really the only time I have. And if you couple that with having 6 kids and a wife, my time is very limited. Just to be perfectly honest with you guys, the time it takes to edit each individual one of these videos for you guys is somewhere around 2 to 4 hours on average. Sometimes it can go a little less than that, and sometimes it can go longer than that, depending upon how long the video is and how complicated it is. And I don't claim to be an expert on this. I am just scratching the surface of my editing skills, but that's just really what goes into these videos. So if I put out 2 videos a week for you guys, which I really want to, that means that either a Monday night from, let's say, 6 o'clock to 10, 11 o'clock at night, that's all I'm doing, just for one video. And then a Tuesday, let's say I get 2 hours to work on a video, and it really takes 4 to 6 hours to get that one done. That means I'm working on the video Tuesday, some Wednesday, maybe a little bit of Thursday, and you can start to see that it really consumes my entire week, which I don't mind. I enjoy making these videos for you guys. I'm not complaining in any way. But something I want to convey is that each one of these videos, by the time we take and film it on the weekends or film it during the week, and then put it into that editing format, it takes on average 4 to 8 hours each video. Now, to be 100% honest with you guys and show you what I make off of these videos and what the ranch makes off of revenue, The ads that are placed on these videos, including this one, pays for keeping these videos going. Now what happens is YouTube takes the money that the advertiser gives them and it splits it with the creator, us, and it splits it with YouTube into a fair share. It's somewhere around like 40 to 60%. Like we get 60%, YouTube gets 40%. It's really not a bad deal for us. But what those advertisers pay on average for us is about $5 to $10, give or take, per 1,000 views. So if you look back at our videos and you look at one that's, say, let's getting 2,000 views, and it's crazy to think that 2,000 of you guys are watching these videos. It's amazing. But for the compensation for what we do, on, let's say it takes us 8 hours to complete that whole video and that editing process, we're getting somewhere around $10 to $20. It's just not worth it for the time, unfortunately. I really wish it was, but it's not. My family and the kids and this farm has to come first. In order to make these videos about the Bison Ranch has to move forward. So in a nutshell, that is the bad news. The videos are going to be scaled down weekly. Now, we're not ending this by any means. What this means for you guys is instead of 2 videos, what we're going to be putting out, we're going to be putting out 1 video a week. Now, as I promised, here's the good news. We're only going to be putting out 1 a week, yes, but we're going to try to make that 1 video count. We really need to get up from an average of 2,000 views per video to a lot more than that. So we are going to try to make these videos more enjoyable for you guys. It's a lot easier for me to bring my camera around all week long and show you what happened throughout that week and then sit down and edit that into a video for you guys. So there's gonna be more in the video itself. I'm gonna bring the camera along throughout the week and we're gonna compile that into essentially a weekly vlog for you guys. And then we're gonna sit down and we're gonna edit it. And what I'm gonna try to do is we're gonna try to bring the length up of the video to somewhere around 20 minutes. Right now we've been averaging somewhere around 10 to 15 minutes. So we'll bring the length up to somewhere around 20 minutes and then there will be more in the video. I really am excited for this. I think that these videos are going to be more enjoyable for you guys and it's gonna give us a little bit more time to actually get some things done around the ranch instead of sitting down for 1 to 2 nights on 1 video just editing. Nothing that you guys even get to enjoy. So I hope you guys are in support of this change. I know my wife and kids are, because that's going to free up a night or 2 during the week that I can spend time with the family, or that we can get more stuff done around here and we can move the ranch forward. Heidi and I are extremely thankful to you all. Thank you for supporting our ranch. Thank you for joining us on this journey. And we really hope that you'll be around for a long time to come, because we will be. Now, to see the breakdown of what it really takes to make one of these videos and to see the money that we get in return, if you're looking to support our ranch, we do have a Patreon. The link is in the description below and it's at the end of every video. And those monthly Patreon supporters are tremendous to the ranch. They really help us to keep this channel alive, and it really helps us to move the ranch forward. Now, what I decided to do is, if you give more than $10 per month through our Patreon account, I will send an autographed t-shirt out to you guys for free. All you'll need to do is, if you are a $10 or more a month supporter of our channel on Patreon, just send me a message, say that you want that autographed t-shirt, or if you don't want it autographed, no problem, and we will send those out. I'm working on getting those t-shirts printed right now. Let me know your size and we'll shoot that right out to you. But we are tremendously thankful for all our Patreon supporters. Even if you can give $1 a month, that is tremendously awesome, and it helps our ranch out a lot. In addition to that, I want to start live streaming a little bit on Patreon, maybe once a month to start out with, and we might even put out some unique content just for those Patreon supporters. So if you're a Patreon supporter, thank you for that. There we go. Back in business. All that rain we had made this pond a little murky. It's still about 1.5 feet low from the spillway, but it's a lot more full than it was. Ollie's thirsty. I had to go over here for the insurance company. They wanted some pictures taken of the house before we insure it. It was about this time last year when we had Dusty Baker with Cross Timbers Bison come out here and do a video on us of the purchase of the first animals for the ranch. Heidi and I talked about it, and we really decided that the first year of this YouTube channel was really going to be a trial run, and we were going to figure out what videos did well and what videos didn't, and really we were just going to try to emulate those videos that did well. And looking back at the most popular videos that we had, honestly, there are a lot of drama. There's a lot of action-packed videos in there, and there's a lot of just flat-out drama. You know, when the buffalo got out, or telling stories of how the last buffalo that almost killed me. Those videos do really well. And to be quite frank, those videos are sometimes fun to make, but they're not necessarily real life. You know, those things don't happen all the time, and it's really hard to duplicate a video like that every single time. You know, a lot of times it's just maintenance. A lot of times out here on the ranch, we're just working on something, and those videos don't necessarily do the best. So what am I trying to say? Well, unfortunately, the way the YouTube world works is there's basically 3 circles, and one of those circles is me, the creator. What do I want to make for you guys? And the second circle would be you guys. What do you guys want to watch? And the third circle would be, what does YouTube want us to make? And we're always looking at those 3 things. We're always trying to figure out, of those 3 circles, what do we want to be doing? What do we want to create? What do you guys want to see? And what does YouTube want to see to be able to push those videos? And if you imagine those 3 circles and you overlap the center of them, in the triangle of those circles is the video that gets produced. And the breakdown of those circles, I would say the YouTube circle is the circle that gets a lot of views, a lot of watch time, very high click-through rate. They want to see something that someone sees that thumbnail and they click on it. That's what YouTube sees as those metrics, and they want to push that video. Now the second circle would be you guys' circle. And that's the circle of what you guys want to see. That circle is very mysterious because there's so many people and it's so collective. It's hard to tell what that circle needs to be. That circle I'm trying to figure out myself, and YouTube is trying to figure that circle out too, because there's so many of you guys out there that it's hard to get a gauge of what you guys really want to watch. And then there's our circle. What do we want to create? Well, that's easy for me because I know what I want to create. But it has to converge of what you guys want to see and what YouTube wants to see also. Unfortunately, we just can't create what we want to create, and we can't just create what you guys want to create. We have to include YouTube into that in order for those videos to be pushed out. It's just kind of the sad nature of making these videos. There's a little bit more that goes into it than just putting a video up that I like or you guys like and hitting the upload button. And what that means for us is you really have to use a little bit more clickbaity type of things in the video. You have to be able to have something as a draw in that picture, that thumbnail, that title of something that you guys want to click on and watch. And beyond that, you have to produce a video that you guys as the viewer are overall satisfied by. And what YouTube does is they take and they look at the average time that video was watched. So if it's a 10-minute long video and it's watched about 2 minutes in, then they would say it's about 20% watch time, and they don't like that, so they won't push the video, and which is understandable. Spring and fall around this area, they start burning a lot in the fall and a little bit in the springtime, and you can look over and see all the smoke rising across the sunset. It's really pretty tonight. What do you say we go down and see if we can feed the buffalo, call them in? I shot down into this field a little earlier. There was 2 really large coyotes, and normally I just let them go. They're usually not really bothering anything if the coyote packs go through. It's really part of the ecosystem, but there has been 2 coyotes that have been getting really close to the house, and it's been very, very consistent. They've really been kind of testing a little bit, and I don't know why. I don't know if they've been broken off from their pack or they're really hungry. It does make you a little nervous with the kids and them playing out in the yard, and they were pretty close to the house. I shot at one and missed, but I'm sure they will be back. You want some too? Uh-oh, hit you on the head. They seem awfully eager to get their range cubes tonight. I had fed them last week, and it seems like when you feed them every week or so, they get really hyped up and they'll come into that whistle pretty fast. Springtime is definitely upon us. The grass is greening. It is a nice, just chilly evening, probably in the 50s or so. And the ground actually has moisture for once in the last 6 months. So let me sum all of these changes up for you guys in a nutshell. We're going to have a little bit longer video, more like a 20-minute plus long video, with more of some content that's really just jam-packed inside of that video. And then we're going to back our videos down to 1 a week. We will publish that video on Sundays, so look forward to that Sunday video. We really appreciate you all's support, because we would not have this YouTube channel and we would not have the opportunity to share this amazing ground and this amazing animal if it weren't for you guys. So thank you for it. Those aren't dogs barking, those are coyotes in the background. We don't have hardly any dogs around here anywhere close. I really do enjoy the coyotes in the evenings. The problem is when they start getting too comfortable around humans, that's where they get dangerous. But as long as they're out in the woods hunting their prey, everything is okay. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I really appreciate you guys' support. We'll see you guys next Sunday.